we are. Fuck.
Ooh, what are you guys doing right now anyways? What was the thing you said you needed a centaur?
They needed this guy.
This bitch. But see, now you're doing something like this, and that means that the guy that you're supposed to have in the party isn't getting XP, kind of, right? But I guess they catch up quickly. There's like catch up XP is fast.
Well, we kill enemies that are higher level, you'll get XP. He should level up to 20 pretty fast. He's 18 right now.
What's level cap in this? 100?
20.
What's level cap? 100?
20.
20? Oh, you're at level cap?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? You guys are
You
crazy.
can level up though to get like hero points and stuff and like extra attributes.
Call of Duty prestige system. It's pretty fucking sicky. Bow, bow.
Well, you want smoke?
What's this? Said this.
I want smoke.
Who's that volume levels for Malakas? Can I get a little dank scholar, just a couple of words just to hear you? Hear how you sound?
Thanks, Scholar.
Testing.
Reporting in.
Ready for pod duty.
Hell
Is
yeah.
this the right way?
Yeah. It curves up.
Bud.
Yeah.
Curves up on my cagre. Huh. I lied, I'm a curve left. I'm team curve left, dude. Team curves left, pretty sick. Any straight dick boys in the chat for real, or are we all fucking benders? Earth benders and stuff?
I had an incident where it like overnight started curving.
What?
Fucking where dick, dude? The full moon.
Oh shit.
How did you fix the curve, the dick curve, dude? I've been living with this for life.
It's not fixed, it's still curvy.
Oh hell yeah.
Curvier.
It doesn't like zig and
was,
zag, it's like one curve.
It's just like a slight. Slight.
Yeah, it's like a what's it called? Like an off ramp, you know, like the highway type shit, like a little.
There's a little.
Yeah, team fucking left. I don't even think straight dicks are real, honestly. I think that's like prosthetics in porn. I think everybody's curved. They just don't talk about it. Guys just don't want to talk about the bends, dude. They don't want to feel like they're fucking inferior or like mutated dick people. But I think straight dicks are a myth. We're all bent somewhere a little bit. It's just a matter of accepting it. What, Geb? What are you saying? Huh? What are you? BJ? What were we saying right before? Oh yeah, we're talking about fresh new World of Warcraft news. That was kind of sick. Fresh new World of Warcraft news. Some brought back Chris Metzen. Fucking hot, dude. All the people come to this show for the freshest, the hottest news. Oh yeah, welcome to the podcast, Dongcast, House of Dong podcast. Chris Metzen news. Pretty fucking sick. I'll bless the
We're talking about the Azeroth Disney park, dude, that they're gonna announce at BlizzCon.
True. Yes, the fucking PvP VR, Warsong Gulch VR at Disney World, dude. Next. You heard it here first. Actually would turn me back into a believer. VR Warsong Gulch, if you walked into some kind of big thing, some type of big fucking like warehouse type shit, and in the middle there's like a hologram kind of playing field, and on either side there's like a booths, and there's dudes that go in, they pay fucking a couple $100 for the hour, they pop the sets on, like $100 for the hour, pop the sets on, and fucking VR battle it out, and other people could just watch and hang out. Like, look, Dad, it's me on the TV.
I was thinking of it like, you know, like a big coliseum.
Yes.
And then there's two that go head to head, kind of. There's like one, so it's kind of prestigious, right? There's there's honor.
It's more like
involved.
arena battle than just like 1v1 kind of arena gamers.
Yeah, like either 1v1 or like you could do like a 3v3 maybe if you have a stack.
Oh yeah.
Or 5v5 maybe. Maybe they cap it at 5v5. Is that like it?
Yeah.
That'd be in like real life Dota, dude, actually.
That is a future in fucking gaming technology. The VR, the easy VR, super responsive.
Azeroth.
Yeah. They teased it. They made what was it in Overwatch? There was like a theme park level that they made. They made like some kind of
Blizzard World or something?
Blizzard War, yes, dude. They're thinking it. The gears are already turning. The gears are fucking moving for the VR Warsong Gulch gaming.
Yeah, but Blizzard is for homosexuals.
True.
Like they were cool, like 5 years ago, and now it's just cringe.
Dude, slowly though, if they start replacing the team, they start bringing back the old guard, dude, the OGs, the people that made it. So one step in that direction already taken with this Metzen guy. If they bring back a couple fucking oldies, or just like some other seasoned fucking tried and true kind of executive people types in high positions, that's maybe some new blood, dude. Maybe like enough gamers were born and lived through WoW only being shit, and then they want to get into video game development, and they're actually gonna fix it, dude. There is hope for the future somewhere. No.
Capitalism killed passion, dude.
Dude, women voting killed fucking World of Warcraft, actually. Fuck that shit. We'll see. Maybe Blizzard might be dead forever. It's true, and I'm okay with that if it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It burned brightly last.
Yeah, I'm a classic gamer.
It might still have some fight in it though. Still, I think in the bullish scenario, like we all know, the bear scenario is like Blizzard is super cocked and literally goes to zero,
Hell yeah.
or it's literally Walt Disney in 50 years, and you go in, it's actually like Thrall, Azeroth land, and Thrall is like the Mickey Mouse in like 100 years, and it's just
They throw in
they're
Bethesda
Mario.
too. all the employees are Starfield fucking NPCs.
Oh yeah.
Staring at
Yeah, they're like with the biggest employer. They're just part of the government, dude. Big Gov,
Yeah.
Big Blizz.
Final World of Warcraft expansion is just IRL war. It's just people killing each other IRL, dude. That's where it ends. Final World of Warcraft expansion is the fans storming the building and killing everybody and taking their heads.
Capitol Hill.
No, the IPs they have are pretty insane though. Like they have just the Warcraft and all that.
Yeah. Oh, it had its time though. It's more or less. I'll touch a little bit at classic here and there. What did we play? Like 5 days of retail? What did we do? We fucked around a little bit, dude. We dipped our toes.
The thing is, if they actually include it in like Game Pass or make it free to play, like it'll become one of the most popular games again overnight. Like it's still bigly appreciated. People just don't want to pay for it and play private servers or whatever. Like, and it's crazy because it's a 20-year-old game, right? That IP is sticking around for a while. It's just gonna be insane for them.
Enough failures back to back, and then the IP is not going to be worth shit anymore. They're already kind of teetering on the edge of it, but whatever. If they do good, they do good. I believe. They hold a special place in my heart from fucking getting me into this whole like fantasy gaming shit. Diablo 2 was fucking massive and all that shit, but can't say there's a whole lot of faith. This Chris Metzen thing is interesting to see how it plays out. I don't know enough about the lore of the company and whatnot to know how much he's actually responsible for, or how much influence he had, or how much influence they're giving him now, or what his ideas are. Maybe he got fucking fully cucked out like in the time since he left the company, and now he's just like gonna do exactly what it is they're already doing. But it could be cool. There could be faith, dude. I do believe in the fucking the Zoomer game devs that are mad at current shit games just coming in. Fucking, they exist somewhere. Little indie companies are doing cool shit. Maybe that same spirit, dude, eventually goes into the big wigs with enough fucking gamers mad.
It's also what they're gonna do with like the Microsoft resources and like the integration with Microsoft and stuff. Like that's remains to be
that's a
seen.
thing, eh? Did that happen in the end? Did Microsoft like buy Blizzard or whatever?
Yeah, I think so. And when it resolves fully, I think our boy Bobby K, gonna have a more of a back seat from what I understand, if not kind of disappear completely from like the operation running.
Huh.
So it could take it feels like the time is ripe for like a new direction. If that direction is shit or not, it remains to be seen. But there's definitely like some brewing stuff.
I don't think that Microsoft heading Blizzard is like a positive though. Microsoft is kind of cringe. Fucking, I don't know. I don't think that they necessarily are gonna be like the people to steer it. We'll see. We'll see. What the fuck else has Microsoft bought that succeeded? Didn't Microsoft from like when they came out in the fucking Xbox original days and just like bought Rare, which was like the biggest fucking coolest all your favorite games on Nintendo had a little fucking stink of Rare on them. Microsoft buys it just to do nothing with it for like 20 years and then releases a Conquest Bad Fur Day remake and like a fucking Banjo 3E after like 20 years when nobody cares. Like Microsoft. Look at Mixer, dude. Microsoft getting into streaming. We're at $100 million to Shroud and shit, and then just like fucking shut down 5 days later. Like they're boomers and like in the worst. I don't know. They're not good. I don't trust them. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think they're more of the same.
Pros and cons of like the big industry boomers and the like young, bright-eyed indie developers.
Yeah.
It's the same old thing.
Dude, one thing in the fucking in the episode today we have the return of a fucking the return of a very very special man, dude, man, the myth, the legend, fucking Zarkan, dude, in the chat, back to life, back from the fucking the dead, from the overnight, from the darkness. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. Glad to be back.
Welcome back. It's beautiful to hear for dude. You were like your name was like fucking Michael or fucking Jimmy or some shit for
Jacob.
Jacob. Yeah, what the fuck is that?
It was because I was hiding from a specific somebody, and if they check the chat that I was on, they're gonna see Jacob. So start a hand.
I got a little fucking tricky dick business. I could have sworn you sent me like a DM at a point, and I'm looking. I was like, what the fuck is Jacob? Dude? I didn't ask, but you're still Zark in here. I guess you're never fucking tainted. How's the pirate gamers, dude? I haven't talked to your pirate boys in a bit. Are we expecting big things soon?
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't talked to them for like a month. I'm just like doing my own thing right now. With the job change and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's all good. I talked to one of them a little bit, but like it hasn't really turned into anything at the moment. But we'll see. Oh, Chud. I like it. We're in the sauce, by the way. We're in the show a little bit. So the one and only rule, as much as you can, avoid the real true God-given fucking Christian names.
Dogs.
Welcome. We got a little what's this, Game of Thrones? Was Ballers fucking Guild Wars stream, dude. Turai Procession.
We're talking about
Blizzard
you guys
returns
had
to its former glory.
Oh hell yeah. Weren't you guys
5v5 Blizzard PvP Arena, dude. VR.
Oh yeah. The IRL fucking Disney World VR Blizzard, which is coming. BlizzCon. We have the insider scoop. The stockholders.
Disney World Azeroth.
Let's just dress up in World of Warcraft costumes and just like fight each other in the backyard.
Yeah, we could. A real life fucking what do they call those guys? The
LARPers.
LARPers, dude. Oh,
Yeah, but like actually, it's actual physical contact though. Like we actually like beat each other up.
yeah. We'll do it. Oh, fucking torrent hitbox, dude. I'll fuck you up. Pick your race. Maybe I could get away with being someone a little lankier, a little slimier. I could do a little undead rogue fucking action.
And then Alien Elvis coming back.
Shave my head, real talk. Alien Elvis, dude. Gender swap just for the game, for the lore. Alien Elvis was actually always secretly a man. That's in the lore also, but
It's true.
It's only for the people that really know the truth.
The pronouns weren't on display.
Yeah, no, not in those days. But I
The
was ahead of the curve.
add-on wasn't out yet.
I was ahead of the curve, dude. I had the
Alien
mix.
Elvis had pink hair, no? I remember.
Purple,
Purple, I believe.
Purple?
Yeah.
What? Pink.
Purple.
A little color
I don't think anybody had pink.
Hillboy had green.
No, I don't know.
Like then
Zark just had like 2 strands.
Never forget what was those fucking weapons? Betrayer of Humanity. Oh no, that was on the other bitch. That was on Gargalon, dude. 2 betrayers stacked. My fucking my WoW Classic plays Kind of sick.
Is this a...
Retire at the top of some random patch and then just abandoned forever. Like a little museum. I have a museum of like a couple of really good moments in the fucking patches. I'm decked out phase 1 fucking warrior.
My museum is my parcels that are still on the site.
Your parses will be there forever.
Your parses will outlive us all.
When the world collapses, dude, your parses will be remembered.
They're written in the information, like the quantum physics information of the universe. They're in the DNA now.
Written into the fucking the atoms, the DNA of everything. In the singularity, when all of the information of the internet is like processed and like melded with the fucking the spirit mind of all of humanity, dude, your parses will be knowledge that everyone will know.
Like thanks Color said, I'm scuffed, but I pump.
The bomb, bro.
Pump the scuff.
There was some like a philosophy discussion happening in here before or something. What was that shit about? Thank you. Is that something about like some kind of philosophies?
Oh yeah.
What were you on, dude? What were you on about? What was the fucking ramblings?
We were ramblings. I think I was drawing the analogy with the Tao Te Ching and like free market capitalism.
What the fuck? Say again? Flea market?
The Tao Te Ching and the philosophy of Taoism, and one part of Taoism was like non-doing, kind of as a thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Or like as a thing you're conscious of, like just not solving problems by not doing, or like trusting that the universe doesn't need you to resolve anything, and just exist and just be. That's fine. Like most problems will resolve themselves, and or with like enough time are just not problems anymore.
How passive is this just exist and be though? Like you still gotta do shit. What's the fucking... You must do things.
You do them because you want to though, but like you don't like have to.
Doesn't that go into that other thing of just doing... What's the guys that just do what they want? What are those guys called again? Those guys are kind of sick. Hedonists or something like this.
I don't know. Hedonists, they like
pleasure.
Chase, yeah, like pleasure more than just doing what they want, I think.
Yeah, well, if you're a guy that doesn't do anything but just does what they want when they feel like it, you're kind of... There's like a line, like a little fine line between that and just becoming the other thing, no? Kind of? It seems like they touch. Seems like they touch. Seems like the dark side of one just becomes the other.
But what if you like actively want to like deprive yourself of pleasure, like be ascetic or like deprive yourself of pleasures? You're like making it, but then you have this weird.
You want to be a monk?
Oh,
yeah, like a monk or something. But then you have this weird thing where you do like want that gets you high, like the idea of like being aesthetic, like is a desirable for you and like scratches some like mental itch. At the end of the day, you wouldn't do it if it like felt bad.
The guy who wants to not want. Kind of sick.
Yeah, you kind of want to not want. You want to live like a simple life. It's still a want, and you still feel like fulfillment when you like achieve it. You may even feel like a smidgen of pride. You're like, oh, I'm like a simple little monk. I just do my simple thing, and I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I don't need your city shit.
Yeah, what if they got it all wrong? What if the real God, dude, is the God that just wants you to do all this sick shit? What if the real heaven is just the fucking psychos that just go full fucking do whatever I want mode? Don't think about the fucking rules, dude.
I like that.
Hell yeah.
Can't have too much pleasure, dude. You ever heard of Icarus?
Icarus?
Fly close to it.
That wasn't pleasure, bro. I was trying to get away. That was an escape plan.
Oh, what?
Icarus gave me the ick.
Fly too close to the sun, dude. You just you burn.
Yeah, maybe he was the happiest ever in that moment, though, more than any other human being.
Burn bright. He was a human, right? In the myth, it was just a guy
He was in jail and he made wax wings and he decided to fly.
Yeah.
But you see where the problem lies there. You can't fly with wax wings, man.
True. So, yeah, that's actually just retarded.
So that's it, man. So you see what I'm saying? So maybe the whole like moral of that story doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, just build better wings, dude. Build strong wings.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I got from it. Build stronger wings.
Build strong wings, dude. Keep going. Elon Musk.
You know, if there were any other material, it wouldn't have melted. You know, so I think it's on him.
Yeah. And fly into the sun anyways. You deserve it.
They were in a prison cell and they literally only had the candle wax and the feathers of birds that flew overhead.
True. And each other's yeah, they could have worked in little rock shavings, maybe toughened it up a little bit on the exterior, but then it would have weighed him down, I guess.
Could put your back.
Yeah, true.
Rip.
Actually,
Rip Icarus, dude. Lesson learned.
We need Zed.
who's that? Icarus?
No.
Oh,
Kick back.
how's this quest going, dude? Did you guys save
Oh,
the
Adam.
centaur? He's got like a floating thing on top of his head.
It's a quest starter.
Oh,
Mission
It's,
starter.
it's a mission start.
hell yeah. Alright, next topic of the day, guys. I have these organized ahead of time because I'm very, very on the ball with these things, clearly. Topic of the day. I'm good at making this. Okay, any Mandela occurrences happened to you guys recently? We're all familiar with the concept of Mandela, the Church of Mandela. We're all a part of it. We've all experienced it. We all are aware of the baseline definition of what it means. Any fucking Mandelic occurrences happened to you guys recently? Let's bring those out. Let's bust a couple of those out.
Not really, not for me at least.
No, I document all of mine.
Hell yeah. Where, in a little diary or something like this? Or you use the chat? I feel
No,
like
no, in the chat.
me? Oh, there was one. Actually, no. Anybody else before I go? Because I do have one. Anybody else? Chud? Any
Go for
Chud
it.
Mandela occurrence?
Not that I can think of.
Geb?
No.
No.
I
Okay.
kind of had like an epiphany.
You what?
Epiphany.
Oh, tell me. That's kind of sick.
I'll go first.
Okay. The Mandela occurrence for me, dude. Alright. One, I was talking
Yeah.
with there's been a couple like newly birthed children in the family. My aunt, my cousin, people having kids. We're on the subject of naming kids and the next generations and all of these kinds of things. And me, I've decided in my head, actually, oh dude, this ties into the Alien Elvis. Alien Elvis meme, fucking great meme, right? The thing of like the character Elvis, the being an alien, and it's like a thing, and it was a video game thing or whatever. And I kind of started to like the idea of the name Elvis, just like as a name. Again, I was, and I realized this. I think it's one of the cooler names I ever kind of heard. Like it's just cool to me. And then I had this thing that popped into my head at a point, talking about like having kids and stuff, of naming a kid Elvis. Like if I had a kid and named them Elvis, could I get away with it? Like it's kind of sick. You kind of name a kid whatever you want.
Oh,
Oh, you got fucked on?
a little bit.
Yeah, Elvis. Anyways, and then we talked about the name Elvis, whatever, and somebody asked where's the etymology, where's it from? I looked it up. It's unknown, the name Elvis, where it came from exactly. There's many different ideas from like the Irish and the Scottish and the English. It's somewhere in that direction. There's tie-ins to one or another thing, but there's one definition that is here. I have it. The etymology of the name is unknown. This is from the Wikipedia article. The etymology of the name is unknown, and it is uncertain whether the name should be considered Irish, Gaelic, or British, Welsh, or Scandinavian, Old Norse in origin. A folk etymology is suggested in the Vita Albae, I'm not sure what that means exactly, but it's something, as a derivative of ale, which means a rock, and bayo, which means living. So Elvis is old ale, bayo, blah, 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 blah. The Mandela there obviously is, motherfuckers, what are the odds? The king of fucking rock and roll, as we've known, as is known fucking worldwide, pretty much undisputed. The origin of his name being a rock living. That's kind of sick. That's kind of fucking wicked, dude. Ancient Elvis fucking nameology. And then we got a little Ningen pop in afterwards and give some extra backup information on the different angles of it. But King of Rock and Roll being named, unknown name etymology, but potential explanation being a rock living was kind of sick. Kind of fucking sick. Oh, second one, mini one that happened was watching the Twin Peaks movie yesterday. Girl that I'm dating, girlfriend, came home after having gone to a record store, brought home a David Bowie record. I was like, dude, I've always liked this one. This is cool. I got it. We're gonna listen to it. Hell yeah, sick. We watched the Twin Peaks movie. David Bowie's in the Twin Peaks movie. As like a random, he's in the movie for like one scene. His name's in the opening credits. This isn't any fucking crazy information. You'll see it when you watch it. He's just in the movie randomly for like a fucking, that was kind of sick. That was like a strange, it doesn't really, The odds of that, quite minimal. So a couple teeny tiny Mandelis to fucking tide me over, dude, just to get the juice in there to keep believing in the gods. Oh, Geb,
Mandelis, dude.
tell me about your ascendant. What did you say? Realization? Something? Illumination?
Yeah. So I would get like, at this thing, I get like nervous or shy around girls and stuff, right?
Sure.
And someone told me something. It's like, why are you scared of girls, dude? It's like an RPG. Literally every once a month they have a debuff where they just walk around and they lose max HP. How are you scared of that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you're right. They're literally losing max HP, and I have more HP than them.
True. You could beat up most girls that you come across at any point in time, basically, if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You are more powerful.
Especially if they're on their period.
Yeah. You are more powerful. It's true.
Shit.
And do not fear what you can do. The weak should fear the strong. The weak should fear the strong. That's the moralistic moral of the story. Build better wings, and the weak should fear the strong.
John Zerka taught me that.
Hell yeah. We were talking with All in the Wind the other day, I think last week podcast thing, and he was talking about like some shit with that too a little bit, but more general kind of social anxiety-ness stuff and how to deal with kind of people. And there was a point he said something, and it only clicked like a little bit later that it was like it was One Piece-ish, One Piece-ish. But he was talking about how like, so yeah, dude, you talking to chicks. It's like, I just started talking to chicks the same way I talk to dudes. And it's like, then it's whatever. It's like, if we fuck, we fuck. If we're not, then I guess we could be friends kind of thing. And that too was like a philosophy for fucking interacting with people that came up in, I think, last episode or the one before. That from re-listening to it, I made a little One Piece connection in there, in my head at least. Because it seems like the Luffy main character guy just kind of talks to everybody exactly the same, basically. And then if you're friends, you're friends. If you're not, you're not. And it's cool. I don't think he was doing it intentionally to like mimic Luffy kind of fucking Riz or whatever. But it was a decision that he made, and I see it. I see it in the One Piece fucking character, dude. I think in general, me too. That's kind of a way that I go about. I try to talk to basically everybody in a lot of the same ways. With or without interest, with or without there being the gender things, or just kind of fucking see what happens. Just be your most honest and true self as much of the time as possible, and then the connections you build are honest and true. You know what I'm saying? That's the fucking... Plus debuffs. You work the debuff into the mix, you win every time. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Oh yeah.
I think that is the best strategy. I think when I first started doing that, my outcomes improved quite a bit. And also, you stop having to think about it as much. You just exist.
Yeah, and you have more fun too. Like being like a fucking like trying to meta game and all the. For one, I never had the patience for it or the like interest in getting too involved in like the game of it all. Of being like, yo, this is how you talk to fucking, or this is how you present yourself and how you gotta like. I didn't. For one, it just I don't like things that feel fake and weird, and I just felt fake and weird, like in essence, like and it's more fun otherwise. I don't know. You just like the shit that happens is just more real when you're just more real, dude. It takes like some internal analysis, and it takes some like some kind of, at the end, no matter what, all behaviors for everybody, we are existing in this big complex social fucking predicament. Everyone's like influenced by other people. Even what you are in its purest is still like an amalgamation of all the influences around you, movies and friends and how you were raised and who you're fucking. But whatever it is that makes sense to you, just do that as best as you could, dude, and just see what the fuck happens. And it'll, at the very least, whatever comes out of it will be real. If it's real friendship, if it's real fucking pure hatred, animosity, nemesis shit, it's honest and it's true. You know what I mean?
Well said.
Well met. What's that?
Well,
what was the fucking the Han vendor talk? What was this? Welcome to the circuit. No, What was the Han? Well,
Welcome to the circus of
Circus of
value.
values.
that's Bioshock. I fucked it. What was the Han guy? The Han fucking goblin had words. I forgot them though, dude. Goddamn Han goblins.
Time is money, friend.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Something like this. I feel like there was like a welcome to my specials also in some way, but maybe not. Maybe I botched it.
Only the best deals for you.
Yes, that's the one, dude. Only the best deals for you.
It was a fucking lie.
Says that to everyone, dude.
Yeah, they fucked us. They started selling us heroes, dude. They took the league.
He'll
pill.
sell it to your enemies.
True. He will sell the same heroes to your
It's a
enemies.
load of worship.
Literally sell the same weapons to your enemies in a heartbeat.
Cocksuckers, dude. Merchants. Dirty, smelly mercantilizers. Next topic. Wait, let me fish through my notes here, which I've prepared ahead of time so that we can have this conversation in an orderly fashion because I'm very, very on the ball. Next topic. Let's just see. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Oh, what is a topic on which you think you are significantly more knowledgeable than the average person? What is a specialized fucking brain location for you, dude? One of the things that fires up the fucking neurons on one of your little folds on that fucking pink mass in your skull, dude. Start with fucking Zark, dude. Start with the Zark alphabetical stream-abetical order. Zarkis. Oh, we lost him. Zarkan. Zarkan, Malaga. He muted his mic so he could jerk off, dude. This game is fucking brain shut off mode. He doesn't need it. Chud?
I'll go first.
Let's go,
Some
you're next.
dumbass shit like video game lore.
Hell yeah. Get any game specific that you think you're fucking
All
you're
of them.
top of the leaderboards? Generally,
Every single one I've played.
what's the one closest and dearest to your heart where you like the first thing that pops to mind when that question was asked, the first flash in your fucking brain of imagery was what?
I don't know, I'm memeing. I actually find I have a hard time regurgitating information. Like, I'll take in information and kind of file it in my own unique way, and then I can recall it but not put it back into words.
Okay. What about, dude, like earlier in the chat there was there was a moment you just hit us with like a whole chunk of fucking French history though. Like where did that come from?
Sure.
That came from a
History,
fucking
man.
a passion, dude.
True. Well, I guess like the meme answer was kind of true. Like I enjoy stories and their intricacies.
Oh yeah. Is there but what's like a top of the lister? If you had to think, what's a top of the lister IRL story and a top of the lister fictional story?
I didn't study for this exam, man.
No, just tell me, dude. Just feel it. As the question's
Well,
being
could you
asked,
just say like history?
you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, but I don't have any examples.
Oh, that's okay. We go
I
next,
can
and then
say
maybe,
history, sure.
maybe something.
History is
flashes
like
in
all
your mind.
encompassing, kind of, because you are kind of a history like nerd. I'm a bit of a nerd myself, so I can identify fellow nerds.
We are all history experiencing itself, dude. Sick history though. Hell
I'm
yeah.
a bit of a
French
historian myself.
Tell me about your fucking your interest, dude. Where do you stand at the top? If you were to think top 500 fucking people on Earth knowledge of this subject, maybe not, but the equivalent. Where are you at? What's your thing? What's your thing, dude?
Oh, me? Dang.
Hell yeah.
Probably some obscure thing about history. Maybe yeah, maybe some obscure history or philosophy knowledge.
Any top names from those categories that you think stand out above the rest? What's like or at least the one that's most interesting or closest to one you've thought about the most, the one that's been the most relevant recently or overall? What's like your favorite? What's your favorite
Probably
thing?
just like I like it. I like anthropology. I'm probably more deep into that than a lot of people in terms of like anthropological history and that tying into history also. Because the part I was telling this here earlier, the part of history I like the most is the part of history that like is pushed to the limit where it's like almost mythological a little bit. It's just kind of the early history.
Yeah.
I like that stuff a lot, and recollecting the past and like forensic archaeology, like geology, and using all these old like paleontology and stuff and like reverse engineering the past. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because
That's
it
pretty sick.
ties into like the storytelling too, and at the end, history is a one big story, and like could be like this, but it could also be like that, and like the different hypotheses, and that stuff's really cool. But specifically, area of the world, probably, yeah, like so. Obviously, Paleolithic times till maybe like Eastern Roman Empire, and then again into like modern. I like history of most kind of like maybe Greek history. I would say Roman, Greek, like that area of the
Sick.
world.
Yeah. Powerful. The best history,
Uh,
objectively.
this history, but also like there you have Anatolia, you have like cradle of civilization, you have like the three big like Abrahamic religions that sprang out of there. So I feel like that area of the world was like dense in history. I also recognize like China and the East like had like crazy long like expansive histories too. I'm just like way less familiar with that than like European history, I would say, and like early
Yeah.
European history, even like specifically early Europe, before or Europe was even a concept, kind of like that period of time is probably my favorite.
Me, I don't know history, but I'm not good at information retaining too much. So things I'd say like stuff that I don't have application for is less likely to stick in the brain. So that makes it pretty fucking narrow for me for stuff that I feel like I know a lot more than other people. I think like it's got to be somewhere in the video gaming direction, some like Dota 2 type shit or like some fucking
Dota 2 lore for sure,
yeah
dude. Dota
shit
2
like that.
knowledge.
So like that's pretty real in the fucking brain. I think all the answers for most of us would be something in like the gaming direction or just something otherwise in just as an area of interest for kind of hobbyism or whatever things that you're just kind of into on the side. One thing I did want to throw into the mix because you were talking about anthropology being cool and especially anthropology as like old cultures and things like this. I did a bit of anthropology studying in school and stuff, a couple years worth actually, and I liked that stuff. I definitely did. I found it really neat. But what I found more and more towards the end was anthropology things that I was liking. The study of culture that I was finding really cool was actually like the little micro instances of culture and how the like all these ideas, these big kind of ideas and ways of looking at things and theories that that we took from the OG anthropological studies when people were like going to new lands and trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, and then as the study itself developed and then became like more understood and as its own like little science whatever, it became more like tak, and there was more theories and there's the head people and the stuff that they did and whatever, applying all that stuff to the micro instances of culture, things as small as like a town, or even as small as like a Discord, like a group of fucking friends that are just interacting a lot on the day to day, and how things like the rituals and the language and the fucking the art and the whatever, the this and that, all of these things that are the building blocks of culture and that come from like that you could see applied to the macro culture could also be applied to the micro culture, especially in the modern world where people could be physically in many different locations but interacting at much higher rates over periods of time, and like how that becomes like a little melting kind of pot thing in its own weird way for tiny culture, and how like a Instagram fucking DM group chat could have its own kind of culture in its own ways, and how like a group of fucking friends at a lunch table in a high school could have their own culture in their own little ways, and how like you know what I mean, like that shit. I like the old timey stuff, but one thing I was finding myself more, especially because at the time I was also getting into Twitch kind of stuff. This is in like university CJP days when I was taking these classes.
Group culture,
Yeah, dude.
great
And
gaming.
And I was looking at like
communities.
the Twitch chat and streamer interaction and like the emotes that are for the chat, and then there's like the people that are higher tier subs and the other emotes that they have unlocked, and the ways that
Yeah, yeah.
that is like representative of like language and symbols and like its history and the fucking and like the and there's the people like the clippers and the fucking the dissers and the that and like the how it's their own little worlds, and it's especially with big streamers, tens of thousands of people could be in this thing at the same time. And when you really try to visualize it, that's like a little fucking city just kind of floating in the ether, you know? Like that kind of shit
It's
really
true.
I got my cock hard a little
Online
bit.
communities. Online
Yeah, dude.
communities has been an object of study and like that's kind of overtaken a lot, yeah, academia.
For sure.
But something you said made me think, like when you say like because there's the individual and there's like the social level, right? Like at the individual level, you're influenced by like millions of like micro cultures. Like you said,
Yes.
like the group chat you're part of, the like
Yeah.
friend group, the but also your sports team and your political party and your whatever game. Like it's like, oh, you're also like an iPhone user, you know,
Yeah.
like it's you're whatever, and then like you identify with like different things and in
Yeah.
popular culture or like not so popular culture or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. There, you as an individual, obviously, like yeah, you're your own kind of thing. But when you're interacting with people, especially people with like a shared history for a while, and like the moving towards like similar with the similar kind of intentions, or even if it's something as simple of just like we're just gonna try to make each other laugh, or we're gonna try to share like new music or this and that, and just kind of the like little group things over a long period of time that are just reinforced by these kinds of like behaviors, and then just the kind of culture that develops out of that automatically, and how that is like I could see that as a branch off of like the most base kind of culture stuff of just people coming together basically like to survive against the fucking elements, and then like the shared stories and the thises and that's, and how like that kind of builds. And this is you dress like this, the environment provides you with this is the dress that comes with it, and this is what allows the tools that you build, the art that comes out of it, and all these things. You could look at that in its own weird fucking like current modern day reshaping as like just like fucking Discord emoji cons and fucking people like fucking sharing music and shit like this. Like fucking, it's all like at its roots on with the principles used, honed with the tools used and like honed in the principles for studying and understanding and like dissecting culture in like a real like armchair fucking monocle and like pipe kind of way from back in the days. A lot of that shit you could use it to look at even the little like fucking weirdo instances of culture like that could exist in with the current fucking landscape of technology and shit, you know. I think it's kind of
Yeah,
sick.
it's the technology has definitely changed the way people interact, and it's kind of cool in some because we've all, I mean, I think I speak for everyone here. We've all gone deep at some point in one online community or another, where it's
Hell
whether
yeah.
it's a gaming, a forest, whatever hobby it is. At the same time, like a couple generations back, actually just like one generation back, or two, you had you had people that to have a social connection had to leave the house. Like
Yeah.
kids were out. You literally were home to eat, and then you wanted to spend the rest of your time out most of the time because there's nothing to do at home. So so
Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of this kind of living in a pod thing that goes with that's like the dark side of all that. I feel like
Yeah, definitely.
is
You could
it's
get
become
so much
so
without
yeah
going
you can
anywhere
get
that you don't have to.
exactly you get so sucked into it on the other hand
Yeah, true.
that becomes your life, and for so many people it's like it is their life. Like I consider myself relatively well rounded and I still spend a fuck ton of time online
Yeah.
for sure, and I don't think that trend is reversing at all.
Yeah, I mean it is in like it's not, I don't know about as a trend. I don't really don't know enough about these things as trends, but I
Well, just I
do.
mean, like, look when you were a kid. Look, go back
Yeah,
15 years
but that's me. Like
and
I
look
know
at now.
me. I know me.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
saying,
Yeah, like wider
like, just
kind of
generally look
lens.
at your generation, like kids your age, like 15 years ago versus now, and then look at like the kids that are whatever 15 today, let's say, and how fucking they are different than we were.
100%. But I think even within the different generations, there are like I don't know what the trends are. I would imagine the percentage of people that are doing some form of activity that doesn't involve leaving the house is like higher over time for sure. But the whole other chunk, it's like the people that are like super outdoorsing or just kind of like mall rat kind of life or like a skate park kind of life or like maybe just working a lot from early kind of life, maybe like a sports team kind of life. Like all these people are all still existing in their own kind of little ways and still doing their fucking thing. It might be like the gamer category or like the sit inside read a book person all the time, or like they're there like in their own like different way around in over time. Maybe there's more in general overall, but all these other ways of life are still out there and going. I can't speak to like the overall trends basically is what I'm saying, but I do know that there's all kinds of different ways to go about stuff. My way's always been like a more or less, especially at the school time, the younger school years, more or less introverted free time kind of stuff. I would do like a sport activity. Maybe there was like played hockey when I was younger, did some martial arts on and off in life. But mostly free time was like super happy, just fucking at home, play some fucking games, dude. Maybe pass a football around in the yard, but like chilling. But all these other people are doing their own fucking things too. Out there living. We didn't give we kind of got into the zone. There was no Geb input. Did we got a Geb or Geb AFK?
I'm here.
What's up, bro?
Something like I'm knowledgeable at?
Yeah, what would you say is like a category of something that you think that you're above average in terms of what you know about it and how much you know.
I don't know. I guess like athletics IQ or something.
Say it again.
Athletics. IQ. I don't know like the word for it.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. Try to explain it a little bit if you could.
Just like if there's a sport and I'm trying to learn it, I learn it really quickly.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Kinesthetic intelligence.
I guess, I don't know. Anything like physical related is like I have a really easy time like learning and understanding and improving.
Like a mind-body connection thing, you think is just fire, like just fucking popping off a little bit more than the.
Yeah, like just understanding like how basketball or tennis or something works, and I just learned it in like 2 weeks. A week.
That's cool.
Or two.
Do you think that has like a foundation in some like because now we're kind of talking about like a skill that you have or a way of doing something that you think you do better than average, but hey, we'll just roll with that. But what I was asking more was is there a like a topic, like an area of something that you know more about, but what you're saying more is you're able to pick up on things faster. Is that what you're saying?
I think you mean
my skill of analyzing
game theory.
My skill of analyzing.
I think you mean you're good at game theory, which makes sense. I think you pick up like I've seen you like pick up video games very easily too, like learn the meta like no problem.
What's game theory defined as exactly? I don't even know what that is.
Just the logic of like tactics and like how things work and like quickly pinpointing which options are better in like, different situations.
Oh, sick. Yeah, true. That does actually, Geb. I do see that in your fucking. I never like played sports with you necessarily or whatever, but I've known you've been like a lift weights guy in the friend group, and also for the video game stuff, like Chud's saying, I can see that for sure. You definitely have that game theory brain in the video game sense. I could attest to fucking that one. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, just analyzing, I guess. Good at analyzing. I don't know if that's a skill.
Yeah, it is. We're kind of changing the way of the conversation a bit, but I like this direction, going in more like a skilly kind of way. It's kind of sick.
Particular like skill in something. I don't know. I guess like music.
Music.
Yeah. Music theory or
no, just like I don't know. Not really.
Music knowledge?
I'm not that good at music yet.
It's all good. Good luck, but it's so it might not be a thing that you think you're good at, but it's at least it is something like Like that you want to be better
I'm
at.
improving, yeah.
Hell yeah, well, that's still fucking sick. That could be the next one. What's the thing you guys are like working on? Is there a thing you're working on? Is there a thing that you're trying to get better at, boys? That's like out there in the life right now, or what?
Boxing.
Hell yeah. True. You got gear, you got gloves and stuff, or you're doing the shadow boxing and watching a lot of boxing is what you had brought up I think 2 episodes ago. Is that still the formula, or are you adding some shit?
So I'm buying I want to buy a punching bag.
Hell yeah.
Like hangs from the floor or whatever.
Yeah,
one
of those
gear.
like one of those, the ones that has like a base, like a band in the top. Yeah, I've seen that shit. Cool. You feel those with water, no? Or sand or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick.
Down to do that. Yeah, I really like boxing. Sick. It's like chess, but like you're punching people in the head.
True. True and real, dude.
It's just live action chess.
Yeah, fucking Battlefield POV chess, dude. Really in the sauce, pawn versus pawn type shit. Hell yeah, that's pretty cool. Anybody else anybody else getting good at something that's kind of sick? What are you guys working on, dude? What's a skill? What's something? Is that okay? Is that a keys? Is that what I like?
Skills? Nah, nothing special, nothing new. Same old skill set.
Your level cap, dude, already fucking top.
Yeah, level cap at the moment. Yeah.
Talking about, dude,
I'm waiting for the next expansion.
The next pack, dude. I'm talking about, weren't you fucking learning all of the ins and outs of fucking gambling mechanics and all these things, dude? You were deep in the fucking working on some skills, dude. You were trying to beat like the AIs in the fucking machinery, you know?
I just haven't touched it in a while, but at a point, yeah, it was doing good. It was doing good.
Hell yeah, that's fucking wicked. That's definitely a new skill, and that's like a this patch fucking skill set, dude. You literally just started branching onto that talent tree like in the last couple of months, dude. Fucking tried to fucking learn the game. Dude, that's game theory, like in another type of game theory. That was fucking evolution. Any other Malakas?
Zark's skill is fucking
what?
Conspiracy
theories.
Oh. skill is conspiracy theory? Hell yeah.
That's another one. Yeah, I find them interesting, so I like them. I like to dive deep into them.
Tell me about tell me a top.
I told you. He was telling me one about like a radioactive city, or a nuclear city in India, or something.
What?
There's an ancient Indian city. I forgot the name. Google it.
Tell me.
It's been like scientifically like studied and stuff, where there's like it's like 6,000 years old or something, and there's like radiation blast marks, with like corpses that are like have like crazy levels of radiation on them. The way they like, it looks like they were like the way they were spread out and the way they died. It's like they were like killed instantly. They were like the heat on the walls could only be made by something with like incredible like heat source, and it happened in a flash. And it's written in yeah, and it's written like in one of the ancient Hindu texts where there was like a war in the sky, apparently, like ancient war in the sky, and when something fell from the sky that landed on the ground and created like the heat of like 1,000 suns or whatever, is like scorching heat.
That's
and
sick.
and that's where they're saying that's why the Nazis and stuff like Oppenheimer and shit, they knew that nuclear bombs exist because there was a previous civilization that had used them. And there's nothing that explains the current level of radiation in that city, and there's a hit marker with like around that area where there was like an actual impact zone which spans like an X amount of like meters, like miles, you know.
What do you mean a hit marker? What is it?
It's like there's like a fucking like a crater impact, but it's not of a crater though, and it matches the description of like nuclear blast impact and stuff.
Even aliens fucking hate the Indians.
On the ancient Indian text, they talk about like Vimanas and stuff, like flying machines and stuff. They even had blueprints of them and whatnot.
The Indians have blueprints.
I have 2 questions, and I'll start by saying that I also enjoy conspiracy theories. I think they're very interesting.
Hell yeah.
One, how anyone who would know that it created the heat of 1,000 suns would not survive to tell the tale in a nuclear blast.
Well, obviously, there's 5 years of a war, right?
Oh, what?
So whoever saw it, whoever wrote it.
Yes, but also, have you ever heard the conspiracy theory where a holy grail is like a spent rod of some nuclear material hidden somewhere in Somalia?
Nah, yeah. I don't know. That sounds kind of sick. You say yeah, Zark? You've heard this one?
Yeah, I heard. There's also a conspiracy theory where they found Noah's Ark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Indiana Jones. Okay,
Sorry,
okay. Let's
It's the Ark of the Covenant, but it's different.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Noah's Ark is a boat.
Oh, true. True. Shit. Okay, so Indian nukes theory number one. I'm liking it.
I don't know.
Indians got
Operation
nuked.
Fishbowl.
Ancient Indians got nuked. The evidence is one sec. What was the evidence again? Shit was
Google it.
really hot and radioactive somewhere, and it's weird. And there's a crater, and there's
6,000-year-old
melted
like
things.
city that has like radiation blast marks that match like description of a nuclear
I
like.
think it's like Rajasthan or something.
The city's
You can
still
Google it.
currently abandoned. It's unlivable because
Yeah,
of
yeah. There's still
Oh,
radiation
that's
like till
weird.
this day and stuff. And there's hundreds of corpses like scattered across like the area that like died in like they're first like trying to pin it as like a mass grave, but mass graves the corpses are like generally grouped up and stuff. They're not fucking like like randomly spread out. And it was saying like the way the corpses are laid out and whatnot, it's like they died instantly in a flash and in a hurry, like they were trying to escape something.
I like this.
Oh my
Imagine
god,
there
the
was
first Google result for Indian or radioactive city is ancienthebrew.org.
Yes, dude.
You're not
imagine
gonna
there
find
was
any. You're not gonna
just,
find any actual fucking like government articles about it.
imagine there was actually just some like nuclear accident and the government concocted this conspiracy theory to cover it up.
Yeah, they just killed their own.
6,000-year-old bones that have been like fucking actually dated and stuff.
Dude, they do the same thing with dinosaur bones, no?
True.
Isn't that what the conspiracy theories say?
Dinosaur bones. Dude, dinosaur bones is actually like the most
No,
valid fucking
they're
conspiracy.
planted
Why do they look like that? Why do Tyrannosaurus Rexes have to have those tiny little hands? Some guy put all these bones together and decided that that's got to be what it looked like, and it looks like that.
They would be too OP if they had long arms. They'd be too OP.
They would be, but
Just
The
a
balance up there.
dinosaur fucking bone arrangement and our fucking Jurassic Park idea of what they look like, that's a fucking dude, there's no way that's accurate. How the fuck ancient fucking dug out of the ground fucking mishmash puzzle fucking geometry shit? Dude, I don't trust anybody's fucking arrangement of those things. Why the fuck? Dude, I don't know. Dinosaurs don't look like what we think they look like, dude. They could have had 100 heads for all we fucking know. These little the Jurassic Park ideas with the tiny hands, that's actually.
What about giants? Giants existing. Ooh, that's a good one. Giants.
Giants? One Piece?
Giants. Yeah, they're saying that giants used to roam the earth before humans. Then there's also another one about Tartaria. It was a big country that had advanced technology and stuff, and they're using like energy like how like Tesla would.
We're doing
But
this
then
one
those
at a time. Wait, second on the list was Noah's Ark lost in the fucking Somalia
No,
or something.
it was the Covenant or some shit. Yeah,
Ark of the Covenant.
yeah,
was
it's
the
crazy
chud?
because the day that it was found, I forgot who was it. I forgot the details, but the Pope and the Russian Pope like fucking met together, which never happened in history.
What?
They all went to like Iraq or some shit. Which
The
also
Russian
never
Pope
happened.
went through Iraq. Dude.
No, they allowed Russia to dock with their like navy ship, which like did never happen in history before. And then apparently they brought it to Antarctica.
This is for the Noah's Ark.
And
Wait,
then-
is this the Noah's Ark conspiracy? I want to like
Yeah.
order these in my mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they brought it to Antarctica apparently. And then that same week, the fucking Russian Pope was in fucking Antarctica, resurrecting a church in Antarctica, apparently.
What does that mean?
So that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of weird. Like, why the fuck would he be like in three places that he's not really supposed to go ever like before, right? Like, it's like too convenient.
What's the timeline of this? Somebody thinks they found Noah's Ark in Antarctica, and then the Russian Pope.
No, they found it somewhere in like Pakistan or some shit. And then the fucking Catholic Pope, and then the Russian like head Orthodox Church, fucking they like met, which they never
That's
met before
our-
in like fucking hundreds of years.
It's our church, by the way. That's the real church, the Orthodox. By the way, it's not just the Russians. We have the right idea. We have the right God, also. Noah's Ark's found in Pakistan. A Russian Orthodox priest goes to Antarctica. What is the connection?
Well, that they brought it there because the Russian Navy boat has never like docked there before ever, like in terms of like Pakistan or whatever the fuck it went.
Very nice.
And then both fucking popes meet up, which has never been fucking heard of before either. Like the same like timeline, like within the same like amount of time. And then apparently they brought it to Antarctica, and then that guy's there in Antarctica as well. Like, why would the fucking Pope be there? They're resurrecting a church in Antarctica for the fucking penguins.
Why do we think they found Noah's Ark there? Where does the start of the story start? Who?
The Ark of the Covenant. Not
Oh
Noah's.
fuck!
Yeah, Ark of the Covenant. Yeah.
God damn it, dude!
I just
I'm
don't know.
fucking
I don't
up.
know. I don't know the details. A long fucking time.
Oh.
I have to like do like a little searchy.
Chud,
They brought it to Lemuria.
was this something Chud brought up? Chud, you had mentioned one. Was this the same one? I got lost in the sauce already.
It's not the same one.
Okay, what was yours, dude? You had a fucking aluminum foil, no, plutonium.
Holy Grail.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard this one a long time ago, so I'm kind of piecing it together. But the idea is that there's this temple somewhere in Somalia that's guarded, and inside is the Holy Grail, which is actually like spent nuclear resources that are highly radioactive.
So the
There was a whole story surrounding this temple. I don't remember that part, unfortunately.
Why is the Holy Grail
Holy Grail, that means
radioactive?
it's ancient nuclear resources expense then.
Indeed.
Why is the Holy Grail radioactive?
India nuke.
Oh, dude, the Indian nuke. They took the Indian nuke and made it. Dude, that's good.
That's why I brought it up.
Oh, I'm seeing it, dude.
Go
I'm
full
starting
circle with
to
him,
see the real history. So everyone's secret answer to the other question was Indian fucking nuke conspiracies was the secret thing that everybody here fucking knows more about than anybody else. That's kind of sick. The real history of dude, the lost 100 years, the One Piece. Oh, small cow in the chat. Something like that. We're in pod zone talking about conspiracy, just giving you a heads up. The one and only rule, everybody knows it. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Also, no first names, last names, identifying factors, hair color, skin color, dental records, tattoos, piercings, family names, places of employment, or yeah, that's basically all of it. Oh,
Preferred pronouns?
preferred pronouns we use everything. Preferred pronouns,
Okay.
we use. I don't have any. I'm open. I'm mid or carry on my pronouns. Mid carry. You guys call me either one. I'm down. So we got plutonium in the spent plutonium nuclear Holy Grail, pretty sick. We got Indian city, a burial ground potentially, but maybe nuked and melted by nukes. And Vamana, pretty sick. Ark of the Covenant, Noah's Ark of the Covenant in Alaska, also sick. We have a Dank Scholar addition to the list, dude. What's a fucking cool ass? What's the truth that you know, dude, that you want to share?
My favorite one is like lost cities and stuff, lost civilization.
How about Atlantis being in the Sahara Desert?
Atlantis and Lemuria. Actually, Lemuria
The
was
Sahara Desert.
Yeah, they found the Atlantis, and apparently there was a ring. They had rings.
Yeah.
Like that's different. Yeah, apparently the Sahara. There's been like you can see it if you Google it. There's a structure like next to a mountain that has rings. Like the same type of description. And Sahara Desert used to be water, right?
Yeah.
So it's very possible.
They're like, it's like a echo. What's the they didn't X-ray, but it's like what's the thing where they look in the ground and like wee and they found like a ring, all kinds of ring-shaped structures that look man-made and like look like a foundation.
You can literally Google it. You can see it. Like the rings are like on the fucking actual like
some kind of sonar imaging.
Yeah.
Sure what you mean.
Yeah, some shit like that they did, and I think they've dug up a bunch of it or whatever, and it's in an area that used to be very watery, and in the way it looks like a man-made city that was fits some description of Atlantis city from like old fucking Plato days and stuff. That one I've heard.
Also,
that one's
what is it? Noah's Ark, the ship.
Well, there is a Noah's Ark conspiracy.
It's laying on the mountain near Turkey apparently.
It's laying on a mountain? That's retarded.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
At a point, it was one of the highest mountains in the world.
Yeah,
so
how the
that's
fuck?
where it would land. That's what it ended up after the flood. Like it actually hit land, and now it lies somewhere within like near one of the mountains in Turkey. I forgot the name. And like there was people that were like checking it out and stuff, and like there is like a wooden type structure like under all that shit, but like they haven't been able to investigate with the government stopping them.
I'm gonna actually start googling some of these because right now we've just been going on fucking whatever. Okay, Noah's Ark, Turkey, mountain.
Turkey. Yeah.
Mountain. I'm searching. I want to see this, dude. There's imagery of this because that seems like an easy to disprove or prove one. You just look at the top of the mountain, bang.
Google Maps. Send a drone.
Literally.
Did you guys hear about the Mayan city that was like laser scanned?
No, laser scan.
Oh, you mean the ones that are underground?
So like, it's been a few years now, but they pretty much like scan like parts of like the jungle down in Panama or Peru or I'm not exactly sure. Can't remember exactly where. I'll look it up. But they found pretty much like the structure of a city that would have been like bigger than LA in terms of like area, and then like almost as populous as modern day New York, apparently.
Yeah, it's under the ground. Like it's like swallowed by the forest. It has
Yeah.
like hundreds of miles of infrastructure, like all the way,
What the hell?
and
Freaky.
it could have been home to like hundreds of thousands of people.
What happened to it?
Well, apparently
I have no
millions.
idea.
Got
It's
nuked?
like all underground, which goes back to the Great Mud Flood, which is possible, which is why they're saying like the city of Tartaria was covered up by a huge mudslide, which covered like the majority of the world in layers, and you could find like evidence of it in like our infrastructure if you dig deep enough, because all of our buildings are built above old infrastructure, right? So it ties into that one. Ooh.
Wait.
There's
When you
also
say,
like
huh?
there's also the fact that like that city was probably like very populated until like the conquistadors showed up.
Yeah,
Well,
my
the
understanding is that these cities were not like ancient history. They were like populated 1,000 years ago. It's not.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like
but the Mesoamerican and South American cities were actually way bigger than the European cities. There
Yeah.
was like 2 million people or something at some point in those areas.
I think part of it is the environment over there is much less hospitable, right? Like living in the jungle seems much harsher than living in like the prairies.
True.
No, there was more people in. Oh, you mean like
More concentrated.
living in the cities?
Yeah, yeah, that's why it
Yeah.
got concentrated so much because it's much
Oh,
harder to
yeah.
like just like wander off and go build your own shit, you know?
Yeah. It was like many times bigger than like London or whatever was the biggest city at the time. Or like,
I see
I don't know.
London. I see France. I see women's underpants, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This idea of the other thing that really in the lost city kind of lost knowledge direction, it's not so much a conspiracy, but it's actually something that's just straight up true that we would normally have evidence of that the Stone Age or whatever, whatever we call the Stone Age,
Caveman
actually
shit, yeah.
it should be more aptly called the Wood Age because all the stuff that we're biased to call it the Stone Age because we see the stuff left over in stone. Most of their tools and structures and like cultural artifacts would be with wood actually though like wood was super abundant and it would have been like most of what they used but
But
we can't even imagine like the stuff that they have there because we have no record of it, right? But they could have had like cottage houses, they could have had like beautiful wooden structures, sculptures, crafts, like wooden carpentry kits, tools, all kinds of stuff that just
yeah, they didn't
didn't
survive.
like survive. Yeah.
True. That's pretty sick. Yeah, it's true. What like we records of certain estimations of periods of time and when people started like building building little structures and using tools and all these things. Some stuff like
Yeah.
yeah,
The
that's got to be like an estimate, like a really kind of hazy kind of estimate, right? Vague because there could be all kinds of
well
shit
like
that's just we gotta know wouldn't have survived.
if you go anthropological time, and this is what blows my mind, like what the thing that we call the Stone Age is 2 million years long.
2 million?
Yeah,
What? And there's people in this time? No.
it's our ancestors. Yeah, our literal stone making tool ancestors.
What was it? What were they? That was Neanderthal or like a fucking
No, and that's even before Neanderthal. This was like some kind of Homo
some kind of fucking homo.
erectus, Homo pre-Homo sapien ancestor. That Australopithecus maybe or right after Australopithecus, one of those like human ancestry things. But yeah, we had about 2 million years of Stone Age, and then humans, Homo sapiens, also like lived through the Stone Age and had like thousands of years of just like Stone Age.
That's another thing. What if like carbon dating
Yeah,
is just worse than we think it is, and all of this stuff is just like retardedly off?
I've I went into the deep zone of carbon dating at some point because I'm like, this is the backbone of like all this like dating stuff and
Everything,
history
yeah.
stuff that we're but
carbon dating makes sense.
it's super like because it's used in not just this shit, it's used in like geology, right, or like
Yeah.
geography. fucking like carbon dating like mountains and shit. And
There's gotta be
I
some
don't know.
like margin of
I
error
trust
in
the
there.
science.
I
Yeah,
trust,
there
dude. I
is, but
trust
there's
too.
Just to
Pretty much
explain, in
that shit.
case anyone's not completely sure, like the way it works is carbon has like a few different kinds of isotopes, and they break down into each other, and they have a half life that's well established. Like we know exactly how long it takes for like half of the carbon to deteriorate into a different kind of carbon. So they analyze different isotopes of carbon present in whatever they're trying to date, and it gives a very accurate view of how old it is.
Yeah, it sounds fucking sick. Could there be a thing that fucks with the carbon in a thing that fucking makes it so that that math is off, or that's
I,
a
I don't
perfect.
think so. No,
Oh,
it's
that's pretty sick though.
it's very possible actually.
like
Because how would we know if it says okay, this says 1,000,000 years, this says 100 million years? We say okay, well that makes sense. That fits with our models, but the models are also informed by the carbon dating. So yeah, it could be that your measurements are off, but overall,
no.
it would that would mean that our fundamental way of understanding physics and the tools that we use to measure are like completely off, and
Yeah.
that wouldn't make sense at some point. It wouldn't like you would find cracks in the theories, I think, just by the way science works.
So carbon dating, no conspiracy
It's
there. That
it's
shit's working.
possible that it's wrong, yeah, in the sense that like it's possible the sun won't rise tomorrow. Like it's possible everything we know about the world is wrong. It's
True.
possible.
Okay, so that one's not too fucking good. Carbon dating, we're with it. It's good. 2.5 million years of fucking sticks and stones. And then now we're killing it. Rome was built. Rome wasn't built in a day. All roads lead to Rome. Men can't stop talking about Rome. Bing bang. Discord culture. We're
True.
here. Pretty fucking sick.
Has everyone here stated how often they think about ancient Rome?
I know. We could do that. This is a topical meme at the moment. And let's do it, boys. From the top. Is Arcana AFK?
I'll go like probably 4 to 7 times a week. Like not exactly every day, but very often.
Can you give me any context in which the thinking happens?
Like I said earlier, I like history, and I think whenever my thoughts wander and I start thinking about cool history stuff, like the Roman Empire is always related somehow. It always just comes up in my pondering.
So it's not like you're standing on the sidewalk and you're like me and the boys in a phalanx formation. You could fucking
No.
fucking wreck this town type shit. It's
Not
like,
quite.
it's like in the wanderings. All right, Dank scholar, dude. Roman. How many times? How often do you think about the Roman Empire as an adult male in this world?
Honestly, daily.
Honestly, and do you have any context? Is there any specifics around the thinking? What could you say on that?
Well, I'm someone who spends a lot of time thinking of like philosophy and like what's the right way to be, what's the right way to act, what's the right thing to do, and I end up drawing a lot on like the ancestors, and somehow I feel like the ancestry date just goes back there. Like that's where the ancestry leads us to.
Oh yeah,
If I do my family tree back enough, like they were in the Roman Empire at some point.
true. Worshipping our illegal, actually no, our legal but weird gods under the wing of the eagle, dude, the golden eagle. Pretty sick.
Yeah, I think and it's cool because like everything it has like its rise and fall, and I think its rise can teach us things, and also its falls can teach us things. So it's just cool to like make the parallels to like modern times.
Quick pause. I don't know if anybody has Arcan stream open, but he has his friends list open and he's AFK and just the names of all the fucking people.
These names have been people that have like from years ago, man.
Dude, Queen of Hellspawn, Shadow Dragon Lee, fucking
The
sick.
maggot of death.
Dude, oh my fucking god, just do it, dude. Nightmares Asylum.
Guild Wars names were goated, I remember.
Dude, that's so
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
That's actually so sick.
Saint of the Arrow.
Scythe Lady
Look
of
at this one
Doom.
there. Look at this one there.
Spunky the dog.
Look at this one,
Which,
bro.
I don't see your mouse.
An S. An S.
S.
Hold on. Look
Saint
at S. You'll
the
see a
Arrow?
familiar one.
Sergeant Rurik, right? Is that the one? The man with the legend?
Yeah.
Slayer
yeah.
Ragnarok. Sweet kiss of life.
The best Guild Wars name I ever saw. I'm gonna type it in Palace Erotica here.
I'm ready.
And it's pronounced Aspanche devant toi.
Oh, dude.
Perfect.
Keb
Perfection.
means. That's actually kind of
You
sick.
want to see the best name? You want to see the best name in the world?
Tell me.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Watch
Tell
this.
me. Tell me. Oh, it's on your character list, dude. You own it.
Top left.
Disease. Parrot disease.
The first ever character when I was like 10.
What's your other character's name?
That is.
Shut your mouth, shut your mouth,
sick.
shut your mouth.
Oh, can we see Geb names, dude? Actually, Geb stream. I remember your names being kind of
Oh,
sick.
God.
Do you want to dox your
Trinity.
fucking sick Guild Wars names?
Good, real quick.
Orsica the Necro. Hell yeah.
Shut your mouth.
Alright, nice. Rip/oops. What the fuck, dude? Geb, if we could do a Geb character stream whenever you're down, also tell us how many times a week you think about the Roman Empire. We're at you. This is a double call on you, Sesh.
I just think of Marcus Aurelius. Not really the
Hell yeah,
Roman Empire.
that counts. That's fully valid as a response. How often? How
Can
many
you
times?
think of Marcus Aurelius without tangentially thinking about the Roman Empire? I don't think so.
Exactly.
Oh, sure.
How
Can
many
you
times?
disconnect the two?
How many times, Geb? How many times?
3
3 a week, a day? What's 3?
a day.
3 a day. Oh, that's kind of sick. What the fuck?
Based.
The Quiet Night. Hell yeah, that's a good ass name. And
Oh,
Mikoto.
Japanese porn star.
Hell yeah, dude. Sick.
Nice.
Porn star.
Very cool. That's good. That's that little meta gaming. Kraken Kelp. So, dude, that looks like that's the Batman Who Laughs, dude. Any fucking comic nerds? That's actually Batman Who Laughs RP, dude. What the heck? That's kind of sick. Okay, Dark Sin.
Oh man.
You have to
This is the
change.
most racist, dude.
Did you have to change that bandana? Chin. Why is that's just an OG?
I don't know, dude.
That's a cool ass name for a hot Asian lady. Order of the
That's
God.
Bog?
That's racist. I feel like my race is criticized.
Infinite Y.
The Infinite T was taken.
Yeah.
Oh, rip. Currently in Bone Palace, dude. Hell yeah, me too. I'm in the Bone Palace.
Bone Zone.
Small cow next, dude. How
That's
often do you
cringe.
think about the Roman Empire?
Man, once or twice a week, I guess.
Hell yeah. I think I'm the least. What's the context of your thinking? Would you say?
Dude, it's just like various conversations that lead to like talking about like cool things and relating to other cool things, and suddenly it's like, oh yeah, aqueducts, or oh yeah, like pillars, or like concrete, or like
Yeah.
various things. Like,
No, me too. I have a probably similar thing. I don't feel like it doesn't pop into my head too much just on its own, but it's like things will be talked about and it'll remind me of stuff and I'll be like, oh yeah, dude, hell yeah. Like that was pretty sick.
yeah. Then I also play Civ, you know, so
True.
there's that.
That's a big injection of fucking Roman thinking.
Dude, fuck Gandhi.
Yo, fuck that
Fucking
bitch.
nuking my ass.
I think I'm more of a Roman boo than everyone here though. I think I'm actually more of a simp.
Hell yeah.
Because you guys are like all admirers, but I see it as like our the legacy that we inherit, you know, in a way. It's like we're all fucking
I think
not
Hannibal
me.
should have fucking killed all of them, dude. Where's my boy?
but even not non-ethnically Roman, Greek, whatever, Mediterranean, the like institutions that we use, the stuff like that is like law, like the law systems that we use is like from that
Yeah.
shit like that.
I think the idea of like a bunch of dudes in a senate like yelling at each other over laws, that stuff's cool. That image might appear in my head sometimes. Actually, that might be something like this, or like the just like the things of the way things were ruled, kind of, and like the different very smart people talking in our forums and things like this, and the conversations happening between the brightest minds and things like that stuff kind of pops in my head. That like the Senate kind of imagery, you know, and things like that. That stuff's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, and I like the like continuity of the ideas and like the change of them kind of from like For instance, from the beginning of it to how like it adopted and assimilated kind of all the Greek culture, and then it became its own thing, and like it improved a lot of like the pre-existing stuff. Yeah, just like all the like, there was no like meekness, you know. It was like people still valued strength and like honor.
Yeah.
There
One thing
was
though,
no like
dude, they didn't have any
none
cool
of that.
fucking myth stories though, right? The Greeks fucking one upped them on that one, big time. All the Greek stories are fucking sick. Roman ones are kind of stanky. They're too
Yeah,
busy
religion,
fucking
mythology, stuff like that. They were
all the sick tales are
called.
the Greek ones, dude, of that time era. Nobody cares about
Yeah,
fucking Remus Romulus, dude. Everybody wants to hear about the Odysseys and shit. Those are the big ones. Give me a Trojan War, dude. Give me a little bit of that shit. You know what I mean? Even the gods, dude. The Greek gods, they were like in their own fucking sitcoms. Those guys were in their own like little fucking little slice of life fucking Friends episodes. Those gods, dude. Fucking everyone's cheating on Rachel and all that shit. Like fucking Roman gods, they're just names. Greek gods, dude. They were real.
Honestly, both are amateurs compared to the Hindu pantheon.
Well, dude, the Hindus just had too many arms. They had enough arms that they could all suck and fuck each other at the same time, plus animals.
There's like 3 million Hindu deities,
Jesus, dude.
roughly.
Every Hindu has like a one deity for them, kind of. So they're just okay. That's why they fuck so much. They have to catch up with all the deities. Dude.
There's not literally 3 million, but there's a lot.
That's close enough. They say there's more Hindus than stars in the sky, dude. If you combine the Hindus and their deities, that's in the billions. I think Hindus alone are in the billions, actually. Aren't there like a lot of them? Those crazy bastards. We got a poker night. Oh, poker! I barely know her, dude.
What this is. I've never seen this before.
The activity.
With the game. EA Sports. I'm fucking gay. Holy, 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 holy.
I'm back. So I missed the BIS Roman Empire talk, and I have to go make dinner soon, unfortunately. So.
I was gonna say we're at an hour 20. I think we might be in calling the episode territory. This is fucking Bing chilling. This is
a good
fucking
one.
hella
Good
nice.
early one.
Early one, yeah, like pre-dinner. Fucking, we had the hunger, dude. The Andrew Tate theorem: when you're hungry, you fucking work better. It's pretty fucking sicky. Pretty sicky with the blick. Let's play one hand live. One hand live for the stream, and we see where the fuck we go. What is this?
Wait, there's a fucking saying in the Bible. The more you eat, the hungrier you get. The less you eat.
Yeah, beans good for the heart. The more you eat, the more you fart, no?
They're all calling.
Dude, I didn't even realize this was happening. Bet?
Have a good one, lads. Know when to hold them, when to fold them, and when to run.
True.
Sponsored by
Not true, we didn't ad read us.
Byzantine Empire.
Byzantine's nuts.
Alright, take care.
See ya. Are you man enough to call my all in?
Where are we at? All in? What do I have? Yeah, fuck it, whatever, dude. For the stream, dude, for the content. Give me a...
Nice. But what's the guess? You have a pair of kings.
I won with
I have king high.
I won with a high card? Ace? Let's fucking...
No, he hasn't shown his cards yet.
No, he writes that I think it writes that I won already, yeah.
I said I have king high. Which means my cards are worse than ace high.
Share the last hand.
Oh, like not like king high, like in your hand, like king high on the table. I see.
All right, GG boys. One hand of poker, an hour and 20 minutes of conversation, a beautiful time. Thanks to anybody listening, wherever the fuck you are, wherever the fuck you are, you're beautiful. Thanks for lending your heart and mind and ears to the thing. Peace, love, Moombas. Any final words from the motherfuckers in the chat? What are you guys? Any closing comment?
I have one.
Tell me.
Kleptomaniac.
Kleptomaniac. One of the good ones. It reminds me of Cleopatra, who was also a famous Greek Roman emperor. Okay.
Close.
Peace out, Malakas. Oh.